A judge has decided a man accused of killing a 6-year-old for sales boy is competent to stand trial.
The search continued today as dive crews were back out at the Kentucky River to look for more human remains.
As several counties issue burn bans, some southern Kentucky students were allowed to leave school early thanks to smoke from nearby forest fires.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you, and thanks for watching WKYT. He is accused of entering a home in the middle of the night and killing a 6-year-old boy while he was asleep in his bed. And now Ronald Exantis will have to answer to the charges against him.
Today, a Woodford County judge ruled Exantis competent to stand trial. Police say Exantis stabbed 6-year-old Logan Tipton to death during a home invasion last December. Hillary Thornton was in the courtroom today, and she has our top story at 5:30.
Ronald Exantis is accused of murdering 6-year-old Logan Tipton back in December. Yesterday, little Logan would have turned 7 years old.
He bought Logan 2 big cupcakes, and so we had to go to a graveyard and have a birthday party.
Logan's birthday yesterday, his oldest sister's today, a day the family filling the first few rows in the courtroom, watching as the judge ruled Exantis is mentally competent and will stand trial. That trial slated for August 11th.
We were expecting it since he's on some medication. We felt, he was probably competent. I think the judge made a good ruling.
While listening to that ruling, many family members wearing purple and green bracelets.
Hulk was Logan's favorite dude because he was the strongest, and Logan was the biggest, strongest kid in my family. And my little son, my youngest son, we were at the dollar store one day and he said, "Mom, you need to buy that." And I said, "Why?" He said, "That way Logan's always with you and he's always protecting you."
Heather Tipton holding on to that during court. Exantis is facing the death penalty for what he is accused of doing inside of her family's home.
He needs the death penalty. He don't need to sit on death row for the rest of his life. He committed a crime.
My living children are just as much the victims as Logan. What they went through and witnessed that night should never be endured by anyone, adult, child, or otherwise.
The Tipton family says now having a trial date set is a big step in their healing process.
My children cannot heal with all of this continuing to be drug out on and on.
In Woodford County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The trial is expected to last about 3 weeks. It's set to take place in Woodford County, but the judge says he will have another county on hold as backup in case they have trouble seating a jury. Dive teams were out near the Valley View Ferry for a third time to try and recover human remains and other clues from the Kentucky River.
Investigators pulled a car and some bones from the river last week. Lexington police and firefighters were back out there today. Samira Rayford has the latest on the investigation.
Dive crews have been out here all day long searching the Kentucky River. The coroner says at this point the first dive team did have some success.
What would be perfect would be to find either the skull or the mandible.
Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says they haven't found more bones, but they did find more pieces of a car.
But it'd be nice if we could find the bony structures that would help us with the identity of this individual.
Ginn says the mystery car can help them with their investigation as well. He says today they uncovered a driver bench seat and he's hoping they find even more.
So the vehicle has brought up bony structures, so we want to make sure that we get everything out of there.
He says they're just pieces away from uncovering the VIN number, which could lead them to the owner of the car. He says as for the bones and the other missing pieces, he's getting some help from Dr. Emily Craig with NamUs to figure out who it all belongs to.
She with her database has looked at the different possibilities with what information we have now.
Another dive team is in the river. Ginn says it's possible that some of the bones have dissolved from being in the water so long. In Lexington, Samira Rayford, WKYT.
Ginn says after 8 dives, they are moving on from the area. He says now they will move forward with the bone fragments they were able to uncover.
Some students in Pike County were allowed to leave school early today because of smoke from nearby forest fires. School officials say that Dorton Elementary, Shelby Valley High School, Shelby Valley Day Treatment Center, and Valley Elementary dismissed at noon today. 7 counties in southeastern Kentucky, including Pike, have issued burn bans because of the dry conditions.
Well, it may be another day or so before those areas receive some much needed rain. Temperatures again in the low 80s for the second day in a row here in the Bluegrass.
We could use the rain. Cooler temperatures and maybe some scattered showers on the way. Let's check in now with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys, we'll take whatever rain we can get. It's not going to be a lot coming at us Thursday into Thursday evening, but again, we're awfully dry, so each and every drop right now, Mother Nature would be appreciated. Late afternoon temperatures right at 80. Into much of central and eastern Kentucky, mix of sun and clouds out there, upper 70s to low 80s for the second day in a row to begin the month of November. Now, if you're out this evening, it's a slow drop through the 70s into the mid and upper 60s as we go from 9 to 11 o'clock this evening. Winds are going to stay gusty from the southwest ahead of a cold front. Those southwesterly winds will usher in some more clouds, and you're also noticing a little bit of moisture into western Kentucky. That'll likely dry up. That front that is off to our west just cannot get a whole lot of moisture drawn up out ahead of it from the Gulf of Mexico. Though some decent thunderstorms are lurking into parts of Indiana and Illinois. We don't have to really worry about that. And the air coming in behind this front, guys, will only drop us to normal-ish. We'll detail that when I come back in about 10 minutes.
A man charged with shooting a Lexington gas station clerk more than a month ago was in front of a judge today. Devarius Jones was charged with assault yesterday. He was arraigned in court this afternoon. Police say Jones shot gas station clerk Charles Moore multiple times, leaving him with serious injuries. They say he also robbed a Shell gas station just 40 minutes before that shooting. Jones was already in the Fayette County Jail for robberies at 2 Hibbett sports stores and a home invasion. We now know the name of a man killed in a Lexington crash. The Fayette County coroner says 64-year-old Hubert Wolfenbarger died yesterday after a crash on Old Richmond Road near Evans Mill Road. He says that Wolfenbarger was a passenger in the truck that was hit. Police say the driver of a truck was trying to pass a tractor when it crashed into it. We're told the driver of the truck and the driver of the tractor were both taken to the hospital. We do not know their conditions.
A pastor who sexually abused 2 children was sentenced today. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Powell County. Steve Williams was a pastor at the Bowen First Church of God. Investigators say one of the incidents took place on a church field trip, the other at the church. Williams pled guilty earlier this year. As part of the deal, he was sentenced to 7 years but ordered to serve 171 days in prison, after which 5 years will be probated. In Bullitt County, police are searching for a man accused of attacking a woman and trying to set her on fire while she was unconscious inside. A warrant for 38-year-old Chad Vidito was put out for assault was upgraded today to attempted murder and attempted arson in connection to an alleged attack on his girlfriend on Saturday at her Shepherdsville home. The victim, Crystal Hayden Mobley, says she suffered broken ribs, facial fractures, and a concussion from that attack.
That was like 3 hours of me going through hell with him. He punched me, got me down on the ground, started kicking me in my stomach and in my chest, in my face. There's a piece off my mirror that's missing, and I'm going to assume that my head hit it.
She says she wants her name and her injuries to be seen in the hopes that Vidito will be caught. An employee with the Bullitt County Detention Center says Vidito has been in the jail at least 5 times in the last 3 years.
Cybersecurity experts say that multi-factor authentication is a great way to protect your identity. But this high-tech safety option recently had some seniors collecting Social Security confused.
I thought it was a scam. I thought it was clickbait.
John Mortimer was skeptical when he got this email about his Social Security benefits.
Something about a one-time only text code.
Stating it began requiring people to enter a code sent via text message every time they want to sign in to their online account.
It just seemed all wrong to me.
But the email was legit.
How do they even know I have a smartphone?
Citing an executive order to make online services more secure, the Social Security Administration instituted multi-factor authentication. In addition to a login and password, the new security measure also required users enter a text code. The problem is not all seniors have a text-enabled cell phone. Ronald Nutter writes about computer security.
70 to 80% of the people who are going to get on the Social Security site, A, probably don't have a smartphone, and B, wouldn't necessarily understand setting up 2-factor authentication.
Something the feds apparently realized, temporarily rolling back the text message requirement, admitting it, quote, inconvenienced or restricted access to some of our account holders. And while many are applauding the agency for attempting to increase security, the National Institute of Standards and Technology recently recommended that government agencies move away from using text messages for multi-factor authentication because texts can be intercepted. The SSA says it's developing an alternative authentication option.
A part of Kentucky's capital, or somewhere near it, is getting a makeover. That story in just under 6 minutes here on WKYT.
I'm Bill Bryant. President Obama raising concerns about early turnout among African American voters as Donald Trump's campaign says some things may not be showing up in polls. And Kentucky's Secretary of State projects voter turnout for Tuesday. The bottom line is ahead.
President Obama is encouraging more African Americans to vote early for Hillary Clinton.
Bill Bryant has the details in the bottom line.
Good evening. President Obama said today that early voting among African Americans lags this year and threatens Hillary Clinton's chances of being elected president. Obama told interviewers today that early voting is up among Hispanics, but not among black voters. He said people who like the job he has done should understand that he wants to pass the baton to a like-minded successor. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton herself has been out in Arizona today trying to chip away at what has long been a reliable Republican state. Her campaign also hammered away at the FBI's renewed look at emails, and Clinton herself continues to criticize Donald Trump as unfit for the country's top job. Trump is focusing on battleground states and is heading to Wisconsin for an event tonight. Governor Scott Walker will be with him. House Speaker Paul Ryan, who is from there, won't be with the Republican nominee. Trump's campaign is said to believe that he could overcome an apparent disadvantage in some states with what he calls a hidden Trump vote not being detected in polling. Trump has also urged early voters in states where it's allowed to go and change their votes if they voted against him. Kids across America voted for Clinton in the Every Kid's Votes mock elections yesterday. Clinton beat Donald Trump by about 12 percentage points nationally. More than 700,000 kids took part in the mock election. It came after students took lessons on civic responsibility and the election process. An interactive map on the group's website shows Trump carried Kentucky in the student vote. Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes today projecting Kentucky's voter turnout for next Tuesday at around 60%. That's based on absentee ballot requests and other key indicators. It would be a big jump in turnout from last year's state elections. By the way, Grimes will be one of our guests on a pre-election edition of Kentucky Newsmakers airing this weekend. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
A road near Kentucky's capital is receiving some much-needed yard work. 9 trees along Capitol Avenue in Frankfort are set to be removed. Some of the trees have died or are in poor condition and could pose a threat to public safety. 3 other trees will receive selective pruning by the city. The removals will occur this month, and pruning will take place later in the winter.
A Wayne County teenager received an honor today from Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin. The governor recognized 13-year-old Caden Lowry for saving his father and a sheriff's deputy from drowning. Lowry's father fell in Lake Cumberland in September. A deputy who was trying to rescue him also went under. That's when Caden jumped in and helped pull both men to safety.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Sunshine, summertime rolling on here into November, though we're starting to see some clouds that are rolling into town. That's going to change us up a little bit over the next couple of days. Look at the mountains of southeastern Kentucky. A little smoky out there because of all the forest fires that are burning into the southeastern corner of the state. When you have such a wet summer, puts fuel down in the fires, extra growth, and all of a sudden the fall turns dry and warm. End result, chances are will be some forest fires. That's what we're seeing. I even smell a little smoke earlier today in Lexington on some of those strong southerly winds that may be carrying a little bit of that to the north. Right now, the live sky cam over Hamburg Pavilion featuring partly cloudy skies. Those clouds are beginning to stream on in from the west, where we have a little cloud cover that's thicker into western Kentucky. It is producing a shower or two, some thunderstorms. Those are actually severe, not too far away from the Springfield, Illinois area. That's going to hang to our north and northeast. Notice how we don't have this just big wall of rain that's coming at us. So as we go into tomorrow, it's more in the way of some scattered stuff. Up close and personal, mix of sun and some clouds for the final hour of daylight for much of the area. And this time next week, you know, the clocks go back an hour. It's going to be almost dark. Gusty showers, thunderstorms around tomorrow, especially into the afternoon. It's not a lot of rain. Temperatures will begin to drop second half of the day. Chilly wind will blow on Friday. It's going to knock us down to where we should be for this time of year. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Saturday looking really, really good. A little frost in the morning. Gorgeous, though, as we roll our way toward the afternoon. Current setup with high pressure on top of the real Smoky Mountains into East Tennessee, getting on out of town, leaving us with a cold front to finally make a dent in all the warm, toasty thermometers that we've had over the past few days. And look what happens as that front slides its way through here early in the day on Friday. Winds become northerly, so instead of that big southerly wind flow, notice how the winds are coming straight off the Great Lakes. This isn't a really cold air mass by any stretch of the imagination, and to show you what I mean by that, let's fire up the hour-by-hour temperature forecast. Let's throw the winds into the mix, and let's take this bad boy all the way into the coming weekend, shall we? Tomorrow, we get cooler as the day goes on. We know that already. We could hit 70 southern Kentucky before the cold front arrives. Friday morning into Friday afternoon. Notice how the numbers, they don't budge a whole heck of a lot. A lot of mid and upper 50s coming up Friday afternoon. Colder, though, across eastern Kentucky because of that northerly flow. Quick drops in temperatures are going to be noted this weekend as the sun sets because you've got dry air in place, likely to see frost out there Saturday morning. Noontime on Saturday, mid and upper 50s, low to mid 60s Saturday afternoon. Heading out to Commonwealth Stadium on Saturday evening, jackets are going to be in order with low to mid 40s showing up by the second half of that game. And into Sunday, we'll be back into the upper 30s to low 40s to kick off the final day of the first weekend of November. That 7-day forecast showing that we do turn the clocks back 1 hour Saturday night. And Election Day looks mainly dry, though can't rule out a late day shower. Maybe a little better shower chance by Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Though, for the first several days of November, guys, this isn't bad.
No, it's not.
This is still really good even after the front gets through.
And even after that, it's not going to be bad
right.
at all.
Exactly.
So, could always be worse.
Yes.
Here.
Live look at Lexington rush hour traffic on the inner loop of Manowar just past Harrodsburg Road. I got a report of a two-car non-injury crash, just one lane blocked there. Still on the Interstate 64 East, recovering from that earlier vehicle fire. That's near the 91-mile marker, but it's moving again. Drive times look okay to Winchester, and no problems right now to Richmond across the Clays Ferry Bridge. Now back to you in the studio.
Just ahead, the improvement of UK quarterback Stephen Johnson.
Coming out of the junior college ranks to UK and now starting, he has done quite a job, and he has quite a chemistry going with receiver Jeff Bedette. The two spend a lot of time together. That's next in sports on WKYT. After yesterday's practice, UK offensive coordinator Eddie Gran said he hasn't had a quarterback improve during a season the way Stephen Johnson has. Johnson first played against Florida in the second game of the season. He took over for Drew Barker after the first series in the New Mexico State game and has started ever since. In his last two games against Mississippi State and Missouri, he's thrown for a total of 500 yards.
It's a lot easier, definitely from that first snap that I had in Florida to now. I think I'm a lot more comfortable with the offense, with the O-line, and we just all the playmakers around me. So I think just letting the whole game come to me and get the ball to playmakers is a lot better and going a lot smoother as an offense.
Johnson has connected with Jeff Bedette 10 times for more than 240 yards in the last two games. Now, the two spend a lot of time together, not just on the football field.
Man, it's weird that me and Stephen got all the same classes together. We are the same major. But, yeah, like I was saying, I just want to be able to be that go-to guy for Stephen, that guy that he can just throw the ball up and I can just make sure I come down and go get it. 'Cause that's what I always tell him. Like, man, just throw the ball. Don't worry about nothing. I'll go get it.
Does he remind you to throw him the ball during the games?
Yeah, every now and then in class, you know, he'll reach over and tell me like what he sees and.
No, I ain't gonna get it. He's a quarterback. He got a lot of things to worry about. It's just in the game. If I see something going on, I just come to the sideline and be like, hey, on this play, he played me this way, so just look out for this type of play.
Georgia is up next. Coming into Commonwealth Stadium Saturday night, the Bulldogs have won the last 6 in the series. Kickoff is set for 7:30 on the SEC Network. DeMarcus Cousins has had what you might call an interesting start to the season. Cuz is averaging 27 points and almost 10 rebounds through 5 games. but the fouls have been the problem. Saturday night in a 106-103 victory against the Timberwolves, Cousins fouled out, tossed his mouthpiece into the crowd. That cost him $25,000. Last night, Cousins tied a rare NBA record. He racked up all 6 fouls in the fourth quarter. Coz has fouled out in 2 of the Kings' 5 games so far. In the next half hour, we'll talk World Series. The home plate ump is a Kentuckian tonight. We'll be right back.